Hello, 5 things to do when you're preparing for it. Probably hundreds of things to do. I'm going to focus on 5 important things. First one of my favorite ideas. Fundamentals are the building blocks of fun. And so sometimes I think we look at fundamentals the wrong way. We think at fundamentals as saying, look, it's something that you have to grind through and get bored with before you go to the juicier stuff. The juicier stuff is not really fun if you've not done your fundamentals well. Fundamentals are the really fun part. I don't know if you've tried this, if you can read through the proof for why sum of two sides of a triangle is greater than the third. It's brilliant. It opens up your mind in fabulous ways. I've attempted several questions in CAT based on the ideas I've learned from proofs, because proofs open up your mind. They're fundamental. They're called proofs because it's not directly obvious and it's intuitive but not easy. So you go on through the proving idea and your mind opens up. And so the fundamentals, the stronger they are, the higher you can reach for. So you should take enormous effort to build the fundamentals. So why is it enough to check only till the square root of a number? You're checking whether a given number is prime. Why is it enough to check till that? Check that out. Verify that. A power n minus b power n is a multiple of a minus b always. Why? What does it lead to? Check that out. So every time you're posed with the question, go back to the underlying, go back to the fundamentals. It opens up the mind. It makes the process a whole lot of fun. Fundamentals do matter. First principles do matter. Shortcuts and quick computation and plug and play. They all look like they're amazing time savers, they're not. I'll tell you why. Suppose you look at a question paper, there's 25 questions. You look at 3 questions and say, hey, these 3 would have been super easy with shortcuts. Perhaps it is even true. But validating the shortcuts is the pain in the neck. And if you live in the shortcut world, it looks very appealing that you have applied the shortcuts in these 3 questions. Chances are one of them turns out wrong because there was a caveat. Worse than that is the idea that for 6 other questions, you're looking to plug a shortcut. You're looking at the question and saying, which shortcut works here? And then you're saying, look, my shortcut tricks don't work. I'll go back to the method. The time lost in the 6 questions where shortcuts don't apply is far more than the time gained in the 3 where they do apply. This is a very beautifully fundamental testing exam. Give it that respect and prepare from first principles. It will pay off. More than anything, it will be fun. Start taking mocks early. This is one thing that I can never tire of. And this is something that students never listen to me. And I know why they don't listen, because I've been a student, and it seems a pain to take a 2-hour exam or a 3-hour exam when you feel like you're not ready. It feels like your confidence will ebb away, will just go away, will just disappear when you take a full-length model exam before being ready. But I'll tell you what, that's the best thing to do. You're going to get beaten up in some mocks. The earlier you get a few mocks where you get beaten up, it's going to be the best case scenario. And so I have so many students over years who have always come back with the feeling. They said, look, they take the actual exam, and then they come back and say, this was actually easier than I expected it to be. I think I got the hang of it. I'm like, does that mean you've done well? No. I didn't do well and all that. That didn't happen. But I feel like I can crack this exam. The belief has come. I'm like, dude, you spent 7 months preparing for it. You've taken your first mock 3 months ago. Like I was raving and urging and insisting that you do. This would have been the real deal. I don't want to make it a big point to convey that I told you so. But the idea is, very often we push back that slightly uncomfortable thing. And too frequently, it is too late. So make it a point to start taking mocks early. The guys, if I had to put my finger on, say, like, what is the one thing that distinguishes confident candidates between guys who are nice and confident when they go for the game, the ones who are slightly unsure, it's a number of mocks. If you take 20 mocks, 25 mocks, taking an exam is second nature. So the bunch of anxiety things will dial down automatically. Start taking mocks very early. The only certainties in life are death and taxes. And in our country, cess on top of the taxes. And so don't look for certainty. Don't look for an avenue to say the uncertainty is killing you. Stay away from all talk of how, in spite of all your preparation for CAT, something could still go wrong. Of course it could still go wrong. And we're living in a world where several things could go wrong all at the same time. And so the more you think about the bunch of things that can go wrong, the more you worry about what you're going to do towards that. And so the oldest thing that everybody keeps saying, control what you can control. And so uncertainty is the part of our life. It's definitely part of this CAT preparation gig. CAT is just one metric. Your class 10, your class 12, your undergraduate score, your work experience, all of these matter. And then you go and get the seat to interview. The interview can go one of several ways. And so therefore, uncertainty is pre-written into this. There's no getting away from it. But the more you get the uncertainty part loom larger than life, it gets bigger than it needs to be, and it cripples the preparation part and amps up anxiety. Uncertainty is there, you signed up for it. You're ambitious, you're saying, look, I can do better than where my trajectory is taking me now. Let me step up and go places. Therefore, you're committing to it. So don't then sit on the face and say, in spite of all my effort, maybe this will not fall in place. Of course it won't, but we still try. Read a lot, read tons of stuff, and especially the second part, read anything you can get your hands on. Don't have a super pattern to your reading. Read fiction, non-fiction of different genres, long, short, boring, interesting, sports, theatre, science, technology, whatever you can lay your hands on. The more range you have, the better you're going to be. So lay your hands on as many different items to read on as possible, and spend time dwelling on the content and read irreverently. Don't intense read. Don't read to remember and retain and process and answer questions. Read to take it all in. Read to just enjoy the process of reading. Read in and of itself. It'll pay off. The idea of processing written content and storing it in your mind in intuitive, automatic way is super powerful. It's a very beautiful marker for good, effective communicators, people who have clarity in their heads, and that's exactly what they're looking for. Don't try to consciously put things into silos. It'll happen. The more you read, the better you get at reading. Don't worry too much about how quickly you're reading, how many words you can remember, how many words you can now learn the meanings for. All of that is bakwas. And read for the joy of reading, but keep at it. Said uncertainty, forget about it. There is uncertainty. There is definitely the temperamental strength gets tested. This is a challenging enough exam in and of itself. It's super competitive. So you've got to keep two things in mind. You've got to say, okay, I'm signing up for the ride. Therefore, I'll enjoy myself. And second thing, you've got to say, look, I'll be optimistic about this. About the process, sign up for the process of learning tons of stuff. Good, interesting mathematical questions, beautiful articles to read, nice novels that you pick along the way, solving excellent puzzles, all good. There is absolutely no risk in CAT preparation. There's a lot of risk in taking the CAT. There's no risk in CAT preparation. You can hardly go wrong in preparing for CAT. I've known several candidates who prepared for CAT, missed up the CAT and not done really great in their CAT. And they've gone places because the preparation has made them super sharp, super articulate, super clear. It's given them all of their other toolkits required to start excellent life. Therefore, the preparation gig has no risk to it. It's very important to distinguish between the exam itself and preparation. Super crucial. Be an optimist. You sign up for the ride, go exploring. Have some fun in the process. And say, look, the future is bright. I'm going to go through this gig, prepare well, and take it as it comes. All the best.